Now at 6, expanding vaccinations.
The good news is we're moving forward.
Millions more eligible.
We're meeting every day to see how we're going to meet that demand.
But supply hard and slow to come by.
We would like to have a little bit more.
We've had some rain in the area today, but that's moving out this evening. What's next is snow. I'll break down the detailed timing and amounts coming up.
It may be the most contagious COVID-19 strain yet, and local researchers discovered it.
Something that's been circulating in the U.S. Largely unnoticed.
News 4 asks if vaccines will be able to fight it off.
Live from the KMOV Broadcast Center in downtown St. Louis, this is News 4 at 6, watching out for you.
First at 6 o'clock, you're looking live at downtown St. Louis and Sky Tracker Doppler radar. Rain now continues to move out of the metro area.
We are getting a brief break, but this is a time lapse we want to show you of the rain and clouds that have been hanging over the area for much of the afternoon. Now everything is pushing out east, and what's next is some snow. Good evening. I'm Samantha Jones.
And that's right. She said the S word, not me. I'm Chris Nagus. Corey Stark will be in a little bit later tonight. Now, we haven't seen much snow this winter, but we will see some snow tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton here now to tell us what's on the way.
You're right. We haven't seen much snow this winter, so it won't take much to eclipse the 0.3 inches that we've seen so far this winter, and I think we will eclipse that tomorrow. Snow's on the way. Today it was rain, and there's still some steady rain east of St. Louis. That's going to be moving out tonight. Again, this right now live on Sky Tracker Doppler radar is just rain. So if you're Vandalia, Centralia, you're getting wet like we were in St. Louis earlier. It's dried out for now, but there's still a couple of these little spot showers that'll move through. Actually, in between, there's even a little bit of clearing, and you can see that. There's the moon from Barnes Jewish Siteman in South County. That's I-55 near Butler Hill, and you see the clearing, and then you see the next band of clouds that's going to move on in. So we're in a little break right now. We might have a couple more rain showers later this evening, but tomorrow it'll turn into snow, and temperatures are well above freezing. 41 in St. Louis, 41 in Kirkwood right now. So for any plans this evening, expect it to be either mainly dry or maybe a brief little rain shower. But this low pressure is going to slide down the Mississippi River and bring the cold, the wind, and yes, the snow showers our way. And that's why we have a winter weather advisory across much of the area, not the entire area. It starts earlier, 6 a.m., and goes through 9 p.m. to the north, so Troy to Bowling Green a little bit earlier. I don't expect any problems in the St. Louis metro for the morning drive. You might see some light snow, but it's really the afternoon and evening. That's why the winter weather advisory is from Friday at noon to 9 p.m. that will get the bulk of our accumulations. But I'm going to walk you through that. We'll go hour by hour in the Super Predictor, show you how much snow to expect and why some bursts of heavier snow in the afternoon is really what you want to watch for coming up.
All right, Steve. Well, we've all lived in St. Louis long enough to know when it snows, the roads can be a mess. So News 4 is watching out for you, asking how MoDOT and IDOT plan on handling our first significant snow of the year.
MoDOT's plan is to eye conditions during the night and then fully ramp up staffing tomorrow.
It's not a whole lot of snow, but it doesn't take much to cause some problems, make some slick spots out there. So we'll be out monitoring that and keep treating as necessary.
IDOT is not pre-treating, but with the storm coming tomorrow, they are cleaning out ditches and they are patching potholes.
Don't want to be fighting an issue with any drainage problems and then snow come on top of it. So just trying to be in front of each weather event so we can give the best service to the motoring public.
Before the snow moves in, now would be a great time to download the KMOV News app on your phone and streaming device. It provides the forecast according to your location, and of course, you'll get instant alerts from the Forewarned Storm Center. More people in Missouri are about to have their chance to roll up their sleeves. Tonight, the state is entering its second phase of COVID-19 vaccine distribution and what will help administer thousands of more shots.
A large shipment from a vaccine expected from the federal government. Those doses going to phase 1B will break down into several different tiers. News 4's Caroline Hecker breaks down who's eligible in the next round.
In less than a week, more than 2.5 million Missourians will be eligible for their COVID-19 vaccine. Now, the governor's vaccination distribution team says all of this depends on supply, but it is hopeful by the time it receives its next large shipment from the federal government, the plan for phase 1B will already be in motion. Beginning Thursday, an additional 200,000 Missouri residents now have the green light to receive their COVID-19 vaccine. Tier 1 of phase 1B includes first responders, people working in emergency services, and public health employees. On Monday, Tier 2 will be rolled out, encompassing more than 2 million people. Those over the age of 65 and all adults with certain comorbidities like cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and even pregnant women will be eligible for the vaccine.
Moving forward in the state at a faster pace than what we thought we would. I think, again, I want to emphasize this all coincides with the plan we've had in place since October, how we're executing this.
The state does not currently have enough doses of the vaccine to cover everyone in Phase 1B, but it wants to be ready when the next shipment arrives. So far, the governor's team says around 40% of healthcare workers in Phase 1A have received their first dose of the vaccine. And it estimates all nursing homes in the state will have received their first round by January 25th.
I think it's a reminder to everyone that you have to understand the demand is much higher than the supply. And the supply is such an unknown because it's coming from the federal level.
So far, more than 190,000 doses have made their way into the arms of Missourians. Phase 1B has a third and final tier, and included in that is several sectors, including education. That's everyone from teachers to bus drivers to custodians. But the state says it's not quite ready to roll that Tier 3 out just yet. In Jefferson City, Caroline Hecker, News 4.
Caroline, thank you for following that story for us today. Tonight, we are getting a closer look at how the vaccine rollout is going on both sides of the river. The numbers show it is slow, and federal officials do agree with that. According to the New York Times, Missouri ranks 38th in the nation when it comes to the vaccine rollout. Only 2.9% of the population has received shots. The situation isn't much better in Illinois, which ranks 32nd. 3.2% of Illinois has been vaccinated.
It's been nearly a month since vaccines started arriving in our area, and some are still waiting on their first shipment. Jefferson County says they don't have vaccine in stock. Neither does Franklin, and Lincoln County says its health department doesn't have vaccines on hand either.
As for St. Louis County, they do have vaccines, and the city is coordinating with partners to give out the shots. News 4's Emma Hogue asked the area's top pandemic doctor to see if we're ready to vaccinate thousands.
Right now, hospitals and health departments are still working to vaccinate healthcare workers in that first phase, Phase 1A. But now, with the state of Missouri giving the green light to move on to Phase 1B, we asked medical experts in our area if St. Louis is ready for that next step.
I think we'll have more peace of mind.
Tom Newsom, a physical therapist, sees dozens of patients each week, yet he's one of thousands of healthcare workers in Missouri's Phase 1A, still waiting to get the vaccine. Just recently, he was able to make an appointment at the St. Louis County Health Department for early February.
We'll be a little more relaxed about things.
Tonight, as the St. Louis area still works to vaccinate those on the front lines, we know the Missouri Health Department is now allowing some in Phase 1B to get the shot. Is the St. Louis area ready for this?
Well, it's a huge population, this 1B.
Dr. Alex Garza, who leads the St. Louis Pandemic Task Force, says our area is prepared to vaccinate people in Tier 1 of Phase B. First responders, public health workers, and emergency service personnel starting today. Come Monday, it's the second tier, people over 65 and adults with underlying conditions he's not sure about.
There's a couple of different things in play. How much vaccine do we have or do we expect to have? And then how can we best organize this really large segment of the population so we can most efficiently get them vaccinated?
The task force is still working to plan how people in Tier 2 can sign up and where they'll get the vaccine. Garza says hospitals and outside venues are possible options.
We would like to have a little bit more certainty in the amount of supply that we're going to be getting. And that's an important thing, when you're trying to do planning and scheduling.
Dr. Garza tells me the task force hopes to provide more clarity on their plans to vaccinate those in Tier 2 of that Phase 1B category sometime next week. But as you heard, he does have some concerns about when they'll get additional shipments. Count on us to keep you posted every step of the way. But for now, reporting in the Central West End tonight, Emma Hogue, News 4.
Here in the next few minutes from Wilmington, Delaware, President-elect Joe Biden will be speaking about his proposal for a new stimulus package. The $1.9 trillion deal will include $1,400 payments to you and higher jobless benefits. This is a live look there in Wilmington, Delaware this afternoon where the president-elect will be speaking. We, of course, will be monitoring that, and you can watch Mr. Biden live on the KMOV News app.
Big changes ahead. We go from the rain showers moving out to snow, cold, and wind. I'll time out when we could have some bursts of snow showers and how much to expect.
Something that's been circulating in the U.S. Largely unnoticed, uncharacterized for months.
An insidious COVID-19 strain spreading as we speak. Experts reveal if vaccines can handle it.
And more shots and more arms. The first major vaccination site is open, but you may not be on the list of people eligible for a shot.
What happens here, happens here. When you download the News 4 streaming news app. Customized videos streaming to you 24/7. What you want to watch, wherever you are, on any screen. What other app can do this? Plus exclusive access to People TV. All the entertainment you love, all the time. Be prepared, informed, and in the know when you download the News 4 streaming news app. Live, local, free. News 4 is brought to you by JimButlerChevrolet.com, the Midwest's top-selling Chevy dealer and Dealer of the Year 5 years running. Come see why Jim Butler is St. Louis's Chevy powerhouse. This is News 4, watching out for you.
Welcome back to News 4 at 6. A new and possibly more contagious variant of the COVID-19 virus may be to blame for the latest wave of cases across the nation.
News 4's Russell Kinsall spoke with a local researcher who discovered it and a man who believes he caught it.
I got COVID just before Thanksgiving, and it was a tough ride.
Tony Evans says he was taking all the precautions when he got sick, so he's not surprised to hear about a new variant of the virus.
And that kind of signals me like, something's more contagious than we thought for me to get it in that environment.
Keith Gagnon is an associate professor at Southern Illinois University.
This is something that's been circulating in the U.S. Largely unnoticed, uncharacterized for months.
Gagnon was sequencing genomes in search of the UK variant for the Illinois Health Department and the CDC when he discovered the never-before-seen version of the virus.
The earliest variant that we can be absolutely sure of in the genomic data is from May 20th in Houston, Texas area.
Gagnon says the U.S. variant has dominated other variants of the COVID-19 virus and spread widely. He believes 50% of those testing positive in the U.S. have the new variant.
And it really started to take off and explode in the late summer and early fall. So it is coincidental with the end of the second or beginning of the third pandemic wave.
He says the variant appears to spread more easily, but hasn't mutated in a way to make it resistant to current vaccines.
The initial variant mutations do not appear that they would interfere with the vaccine. However, new mutations it's acquiring, and the spike protein in particular, could pose a problem.
Gagnon says the new U.S. variant of the virus is not a huge cause for concern now, but he and other scientists will be watching closely to see if it changes in ways that could make it harder to kill. Russell Kinsall, News 4.
The first large-scale vaccination site in our area is up and running. It's about 15 minutes from downtown St. Louis and Collinsville at the Gateway Convention Center. News 4 was there today as people headed inside to get their first doses. They're still targeting healthcare workers and people in nursing homes.
We're trying to get all of the healthcare providers and long-term care that want to be vaccinated. It will still take us several weeks to get through this phase. We are hoping to be through it by the end of January, but there's no way to know for sure.
I was excited about it because I need it. Yes, I was excited. I thought maybe it would take much longer than it did.
And you do have to sign up ahead of time, and Madison County Health Department is asking people 65 and older to log on to their website and take a vaccination survey.
By next week, Chicago plans to have 6 new mass vaccination sites up and running, but Mayor Lori Lightfoot says the city isn't receiving enough vaccines from the federal government. She added that it would take a year and a half to vaccinate the entire city if distribution continues down this path. Chicago's mayor says she wants to reopen city bars and restaurants as soon as possible, and she plans to talk to Governor J.B. Pritzker about the issue.
Getting you a live look at St. Louis International Lambert Airport this evening, 6:15. 41 degrees outside right now, and you'll notice there the pavement is wet, maybe even a few lingering raindrops there on the lens of our BJC Skycam, meaning that it was raining this afternoon, but Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton, that rain is moving out, and behind it is some snow.
Yeah, cold, wind, and snow. Big changes tomorrow, and I'll walk you through the snow impact on the roads coming up. But know that these temperatures that we've been enjoying, 50s and even today in the upper 40s, they're going away. We did hit the 4-degree guarantee for Books for STL Kids. Our donation of $550. The steady rain is going away. That's still working its way through parts of Marion County, Salem, Illinois, probably ending in Vandalia soon. Nashville, Illinois, it's ended already. There's a couple of those spotty showers off to the west. So while the steady rain moves east and out, there's a couple of these little spot showers that'll still move through and make things a little damp and wet, but they're just rain showers like what's cruising through Warrenton and Warren County. That would come into St. Charles County as well. So you might end up with another little brief area of rain showers this evening, but this is the culprit for the big changes tomorrow. A lot of cold air and wind around this low, and it's going to move south down the Mississippi River, and it's going to drag those snow showers south with it. So the snow showers arrive tomorrow, and especially in the afternoon and evening, I think, at St. Louis is where you just want to be careful with the roads, even though temperatures will be above freezing. So let me walk you through it. Rain east and out. Here comes some spotty light snow showers or maybe flurries. So tomorrow morning, I don't expect any trouble on the roads in the St. Louis metro. Temperatures above freezing at 33. It's cold, but spots of light snow. We'll watch for maybe a couple slick spots to the north and northwest where it'll be a touch colder and maybe more than a light snow shower. Maybe have some isolated moderate showers, snow showers in Pike County, Missouri. Here we are by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're getting into the snow showers in St. Louis. It's 34. Normally, I'd say, hey, that's going to melt off on the pavement, so roads will be fine. You'll just see it on the grass. However, there's going to be briefly heavy snow at times, little bursts of snow embedded in here. And where you get into those pockets of heavy snow, it can overcome some of the melting, and it's going to be blowing around in strong winds, gusting to 30 miles an hour. That's not fun for driving. So that's what you just need to watch in the afternoon through the evening drive. Here's 7 o'clock. We're still dealing with some pockets of isolated heavy snow. If you're not in those pockets of snow, I think it's really light and just wet on the pavement. Here we are at Saturday morning. This is flurries or very light snow. No more accumulation at this point, but it's 31 degrees, and it's going to be a cold Saturday. You have afternoon plans Saturday, cloudy, cold, mainly dry. There might be a couple flurries. 35, though, will feel like the 20s for your wind chill. In fact, tomorrow and Saturday, wind chill in the 20s. So we say goodbye to the 50s and hello to cold and snow. How much snow? About an inch in St. Louis. As you go west, better chance for 1 to 2 inches, a dusting to an inch to the east. One thing, though, most of this is going to be on the grass. And just a heads up that because of those isolated pockets of heavy snow, if you get under 1 or 2 of those, I could see some totals going even a little higher than 2 inches in some of our areas. So we'll have to watch that closely where those pockets of heavy snow develop. And that's really the impact on the roads. The timing on those bursts of snow, noon to 8 p.m. Reduce visibility at times if you're driving through them. And again, slick spots before it eventually melts off into slush and just wet on the pavement. The high's 34, not much above freezing, but boy, we'll take it. A couple degrees does make a difference. We do have that weather alert day for the afternoon and evening with some bursts of snow, otherwise just flurries on Saturday and breezy still. So 35 feels like the 20s for wind chill of 20 Saturday. Sunday 37, and we climb up into the 40s by next week. Monday 42. And 44 for Tuesday. Now, there is a chance for rain mainly on Tuesday, but it might mix with some snowflakes in the morning, but that's mostly rain with a high in the mid-40s.
The Cardinals winter warm-up starts tomorrow. We'll tell you what you have to do to take part in that virtual event. And could this be what helps bring fans back to arenas and stadiums around the country? That's coming up next in sports. The Blues got their season off to a roaring start with that 4-1 victory in Colorado late last night. They'll play the Avalanche again tomorrow night with a much better starting time of 8 o'clock. And the Blues expect to have Mike Hoffman in the lineup for that one. He missed the first game because of a visa problem. Even without one of their top wingers and power play specialists, the Blues were able to put up 4 goals against a team predicted to be a serious Stanley Cup contender. The goals came from Jordan Kyrou, Kyle Clifford, and 2 from Oscar Sundqvist. Not exactly the big guns of the Blues offense, but scoring depth is one of the keys to the team's success.
I feel like I'm stronger this year, and obviously I got another level to prove, and was a good start, and hopefully I can continue on this track.
It's guys like that make your team so good, and our depth is our key, and guys like him and Kyrou, Sanny, Blazer, the list goes on. They can jump up, jump down, and play any role that's given to them. And that's our next man mentality, and that's why we're successful.
Urban Meyer won 3 national championships as a college coach, and now he is headed to the NFL. After 2 days of meetings with the Jacksonville Jaguars, they have just announced in the last few minutes he will take that job. Urban Meyer making the jump to the NFL. There will be no hotel ballrooms full of Cardinal players and fans for the winter warm-up this year. It has all gone virtual. Cardinals will have a series of Zoom meetings that fans can buy into off the Cardinal website. Starts tomorrow, runs through Monday. First up tomorrow, a reunion of some of the heroes of the 2011 World Series.
What we tried to do is come up with some different themes that we think that the fans would be interested in. They will be able to hear and see the players. We do have a moderator for each one of them. It'll be kind of a Q&A and interaction with the moderator, and it's just an opportunity for the fans to get up and as close as we can get them during this pandemic.
And this could be a game changer. It's a coronavirus killing robot that sends out UV rays. San Antonio Spurs are the first team to use it. They're doing it right now before tonight's game at the AT&T Center. It's called the Xenex Light Strike. They say a 2-minute treatment of an area is effective at destroying 99.99% of the virus that causes COVID-19. That's according to infection control researchers. They can zap virtually every area of the building quickly with that robot.
When you pulse that lamp, it puts out high-intensity, broad-spectrum ultraviolet light that disables the molecular structure of a cell, preventing it from replicating or ever infecting somebody again.
If that works as well as they say it does, I think every arena and stadium in the country is going to need that, like tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, arena, stadium, business, really anywhere that anybody goes should probably have one of those, I would say.
It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. That's the future right there.
What was it called, Doug?
The Xenex Light Strike.
Okay, we'll let you continue to say that for the rest of the evening.
Xenex Light Strike.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on News 4 at 6. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back for News 4 at 10. Have a good evening.
From the Forewarned Storm Center, the National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory that will be in effect Friday for the counties of Madison, Monroe, and St. Clair in Illinois, and for the counties of Crawford, Franklin, Gasconade, Jefferson, Mo, Lincoln, Phelps, Pike, St. Charles, St. Louis City, St. Louis, Warren, and Washington, Mo, in Missouri. Friday morning the advisory is in effect west